Hey everyone, this Freedom Flotilla trip with Greta Thunberg has to be one of the most eventful yet. So, if you don't know what the Freedom Flotilla is, it's an organization that was created, I think, in 2010 to break the siege in Gaza. They have now sent over 39 ships to break the siege in Gaza, and none of them have made it there. None of them. And some of these ships contained actual terrorists. And of course, we all know that Greta Thunberg is on every single activist block that there possibly could be so that she can get as much publicity as possible. I think she makes money off of this. I don't have proof of that, but I think she makes a lot of money off of this. And so if you haven't been following this Freedom Flotilla trip, first they had issues. They had to turn back because of weather. So they're coming from Spain and trying to go to Gaza, which they're not going to be able to make it because there is a blockade. Israel has a blockade. It is illegal to take a boat to Gaza. And as someone pointed out in my last video about this, which went out to the wrong people, so that was real fun. But someone mentioned in the last video, and they made a comment, and I misunderstood what they were saying. But they commented and they said, "Would you get arrested, or could you get arrested if you took a boat to Australia without permission?" And the answer is yes, you could actually get arrested because you're supposed to be getting permission to enter the waters, okay, before you go. And while I'm sure that the Freedom Flotilla tried to get permission from Israel to enter Gaza, that was denied every single time. It's dangerous. Dangerous. The fact that Israel is not allowing people to go and take this route into Gaza is probably saving their lives because Hamas and Palestinians, not all Palestinians, but some of them, Hamas is not the only terrorist organization in Palestine. There are several groups of people, several different like terrorist communities where entire families are in these groups together, and their goal is the same as Hamas. And sometimes they even fight each other. So Israel is actually saving these people's lives. If Israel allowed them to enter Gaza, they would most likely be killed if they took this route. You can go into Palestine through Israel, though, just so you know. You can go into Palestine. So, and the fact that they're just taking these little tiny boats with like barely anything on them, who even knows that they actually have aid at all, is laughable at best, especially when the UN, the US through the UN, we're all Israel, everyone is sending aid into Gaza. Like you can literally find videos of the trucks going into Gaza. A lot of them. Like I think there's like over like 4,000 calories per person going into Gaza right now per day. So they're actually getting more food than they actually need, which of course there are probably some people that aren't getting it for whatever reason. Maybe Hamas isn't allowing them to go to the pickup sites or anything like that because they are threatening to kill people for going and actually getting aid. Yeah, so that's how they are. But either way, Israel is actually saving these people's lives by not allowing them to go into Gaza, but they keep on doing this because it's just a drama show. It's just an activist drama show. That's all it is. And there's a bunch of retards online that all believe that this is necessary and that it's raising awareness. We're all aware. In fact, some of us actually look at real information and are aware of what's actually going on there. And we're also understanding of what a war actually is, who started it, and the only way for it to end. And we also know that there's no actual want by the Palestinians for their own state. They've been offered their own state 3 times, turned it down, started wars right after. In fact, they were offered even more land. Israel was actually going to pull Israelites off of the land to give more land to them, to the Palestinians, and they decided not to take the deal. They don't want their own state. They want all of Israel, and then they want to move on to the West. They're already moving on to the West. So there is only one goal in Palestine, and it is not a 2-state solution at all. So first, when they started in Spain, they had to actually turn back because of inclement weather. And then they pulled this little stunt when they reached Tunisia, and they claimed that Israel sent a drone over to Tunisia to basically light one of their ships on fire. That backfired because Tunisia actually claimed afterward that there was no drone activity in the area, which they're investigating now. But Israel, to fly from Israel to Tunisia, it's like 1,400 miles, and it takes like 7 hours. I really doubt that they are wasting resources to go and do that. They're probably already planning. They already have a plan for whenever they arrive. They're going to do the same thing they always do: give them hollow sandwiches and bottles of water and send them on a plane back home and detain anybody that might be a terrorist, which there are some people on at least one of these boats that are affiliated with terrorist groups that actually went to the funerals of terrorists that murdered people, including women and children, and they R-worded women. Yeah, and then they set them on fire. Yeah, and they claim that these are great humanitarian leaders. That's the people that they support. They're not concerned about the actual genocide that's happening in Nigeria and in Syria. And Sudan. They're not concerned about the fact that Islamists in these countries are actually targeting Christians, burning down their schools and churches, and killing them and cutting off their heads. They don't care about that at all. Not one word will come out of their mouth regarding that. They care about people who actually started a war, who are now paying the price for starting that war. Absolutely ridiculous. So here's a little video of their little, I think they did it intentionally. There's some people think that they were misusing a flare gun, and some people think that they shot off a firework and they basically wanted to make it look like Israel was attacking them. During one of their trips, before one of their trips, they claimed that one of their boats was bombed by Israel, which I don't believe that either. They're just gaslighters and liars. We've been hit. There was no drone activity in the area, yet they claim that they were just bombed by a Zionist drone. These people are silly. They're so silly. Now, Greta Thunberg has been kicked off of the lead flotilla boat. Greta Thunberg reportedly clashed with staff and got kicked off the lead boat, now stuck on a smaller vessel. They love her for the headlines, but can't stand her in real life. Nobody can stand this little troll. Nobody. Look at her. Just look at her. How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you kick me off the boat? Greta Thunberg was literally kicked off the lead flotilla boat on her way to Gaza by her own crew. Karma is a bitch. Yes, it is. I'm going to put a heart on that. That's hilarious. There's some more funny things down here about Greta H. Thunberg, who are being herself. Gross. It makes me want to vomit. Other participants on board said they can't stand her anymore. I don't blame them. What? You know, they do. They're literally just using her because she's like one of the most famous activists in the world. That's literally all that they're doing with her. So Tunisia, they've launched an investigation into this. I don't know like exactly what the hell they're doing. The investigation is supposed to be over soon, but in my personal opinion, I believe that they did that on purpose. If you wanted to read, I'm sure you don't even want to read that, so it doesn't even matter that I was on the wrong screen, but there it is. There's information about it. Initially they said that there was no drone activity in the area, and now they're doing an investigation for whatever reason. Who knows? But I mean, look at this. There's Tunisia. Israel is way over here, 1,488 miles away. Why would they waste resources to come over here and attack you and potentially actually be charged with war crimes? I know that they've been accused. They haven't been charged. And it doesn't look like they're going to be, because they're actually just responding to whoever's bombing them. Like it always has been. It's always been that way. They also apparently stopped in Ibiza on the way there. So obviously they're having a good old time. I don't know if you know anything about Ibiza, but it is actually like the party capital of the world. Okay. And apparently one of these drugs was also caught smuggling. One of these ships was also, not on this trip, but one of them in the past was caught with drugs on board. So apparently they were trying to smuggle drugs into Gaza for whatever reason, or maybe it was just left over from their trip to Ibiza. Who knows? Maybe that's a regular on their way there. I was thinking it's taking a really long time for this trip, because the last one only took like a week or two. But apparently it can take 7 to 20 days to reach Israel or Gaza from Tunisia. So maybe this is just normal, or I don't know. But obviously now we know that they are making stops along the way to party destinations and having a good old vacation out of this, because they clearly know that Israel is going to stop them every single time. They're never ever going to make it to Gaza unless Israel changes their mind and decides to let them go at their own peril. But I don't think that's going to happen. That would be really bad for Israel to do. These people are insufferable. This is absolutely like just activist drama. It's an activist drama TV show for retards that will actually watch it and believe. And hopefully YouTube actually sends this out to the right crowd this time, instead of me having to look at retarded comments by uneducated individuals who are literally brainwashed by bad people propaganda. I think you can guess who those bad people are. They're the ones that don't like the Jews. Yeah, they're being brainwashed by that propaganda, and it's working, and that's really scary. These people are utterly retarded. So tell me what you think in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Hit the like button, share with your friends. Everything's free. Nothing will cost you any money. Join the club and lose your mind with the rest of us. All right, help grow the channel, and I will see you on the next one.